Hi, I'm Kate Trafford. I'm a personal development trainer and coach, and I love to help people like you set themselves up for effortless success. Now, when my good friend Daphne Cohn told me that she was going to be having a pleasure party and invited me to join in the fun, I was really excited because I know that Daphne understands something very important, and that is that pleasure is an essential ingredient for effortless success. And so over the next few minutes in this video, I'd like to share with you a very different perspective on success and what it takes to get the results that you want in your life, automatically and enjoyably. Now, you might be wondering why I am sitting in my car right now on what is clearly a very cold and frosty morning with my little woolly hat, because that doesn't seem to be a recipe for pleasure straight away. But here's the thing, I've got some very exciting news for you, and that's this. You see, if you know how to drive and have even a little bit of on-the-road experience, you already know almost everything you need to know to get the results that you want in life and have a whole lot of fun, pleasure and enjoyment along the way. You probably just haven't realised it until now. So I'm going to take this time together to help you to join some dots between what you already know about travelling well and how to build more pleasure and more success into your life. You see, life is a journey, and I'm not the first person to say that, and I won't be the last. But how often do we stop and think about what that really means? So, let's begin. If you were making a physical journey, the first thing that you would decide is you would decide on your destination. And that's actually where most goal setting actually starts out as well. So far, so good. You see, goal setting is usually inspired from noticing that where you are right now is not exactly where you want to be. And in the moment that you recognise that fact, you often think about somewhere else that you would like to be, a different state of being, a different set of conditions in your life, but somewhere, some kind of destination. And so far, so good. But here's where it tends to go wrong from there. In our society and the way that we're taught about goals and getting results and achieving the things that we want, we're often taught to do that by making where we are wrong in some way. It's like if where I am is no longer tolerable, then that's going to put a lot of energy in my system for me to do something about it. Because doing something about it is probably going to be really hard work. But that's okay, because it might be miserable along the way, but actually when I get there, it's going to be great. And that's the first major pitfall that most of us fall into when we look to get particular results in our life. It's the willingness to forego our pleasure and happiness in the moment in order to experience pleasure or happiness later, further down the road. And it just doesn't work out, at least not for very long. You see, if you motivate yourself towards your destination by actually making where you are wrong, then where you are has to continue to be wrong for you to continue to feel motivated. And what that sets you up for is a period of where you're at least mildly uncomfortable, if not absolutely hating your life the way it is. And that is not a pleasure-filled experience at all. The other problem with it is it just doesn't last. Because if you're determined enough and you've got enough willpower to actually do the things you think are going to make a difference, and you actually start to get results, your own success takes you away from the conditions that actually inspired your motivation in the first place. So what happens is we're motivated for a little while, and then as we start to feel better and we start to get results, that motivation drops away. Now what we actually need, of course, is the opposite. So step one in this new process that I'm going to share with you, which is going to set you up for effortless success, is to discover your dream destination. And when you discover your dream destination, to put as much of your attention there as possible. Because when you do that, what you're actually doing is a number of things. Firstly, when you consider your dream destination, you're going to feel really, really good. And I'm going to talk you through a whole process that's going to help you to stay in that really good feeling place. But the other thing is that the more success you achieve, the more inspired you're going to feel, because your destination will be getting closer and closer and closer. So very far from experiencing your motivation ebbing away, you'll be experiencing your inspiration actually building and getting even more intense. And that's going to pull you forward on a joy-filled journey towards your dream destination. So let's take a particular example. One of the very common examples is something like a weight loss journey. And the fact that we even call it a weight loss journey in the first place shows that we're giving our attention to our current location much more than we are to where we want to be, because it's all about weight loss. It's all about losing the excess weight that we no longer want on our bodies. And that's about where we are right now. So I encourage you, if this is one of your dreams and goals, to begin to think even more clearly and fully about where it is that you're heading to, what it is that you want to have as a set of results, and how you want to be as a person. So, for example, instead of saying, I'll be happy when I've lost 30 pounds and, okay, I might have to be miserable for a while to get there. No. Think about how you will be when you've lost those 30 pounds. What will you see around you? What will you see when you look in the mirror? What will you see as you're experiencing life? Easily able to choose the kind of clothes that you want to wear, easily able to interact and mingle. What kinds of things are going to be true for you when you arrive at your destination? And then begin to think about what you'll hear. What will people say to you? And what will you hear as self-talk in your own head? How will you speak to yourself when you're at your dream destination? And most importantly, and I'll say a little bit more about this in a moment, how will you be feeling as a person when you've arrived? Okay, now as you think about your dream destination, it's much less about weight loss and much more about arriving at a body condition and a way of being where you're slim and maybe strong and absolutely sparkling and brimming over with the confidence that you really want to have in your life. So when you think about that destination, which I call slim, strong and sparkling, then you're really locked on like a heat-seeking missile to where you actually want to be. And the inspiration, if you really tap into it, is there at your destination. But you don't have to wait until you get there to feel good. And that's what I'm going to come on to in a moment. But before I move on, just one more thing to say about why it's so important to think about your destination. And that is that this amazing vehicle that we've all been gifted with for this journey of life, which is of course our body, is fitted with a high quality, fully functioning autopilot. Now, this autopilot is going to be your new best friend if you can get your attention onto your dream destination. You see, your autopilot, or your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind, actually takes whatever you focus on as a request for more of the same. In other words, if you can fixate on the qualities of your dream destination, your autopilot is going to be engaged in the process of getting you there easily and automatically. So instead of having to effort your way there, what you'll find is you'll just catch yourself doing all of the things that are going to get you there automatically and easily, and it's all just going to flow. Now, most of us have the opposite experience of that, particularly if we embark on a weight loss journey. You see, because we're fixated on all of that excess weight that we want to get rid of, what our unconscious mind is also focused on, our autopilot is taking us towards more excess weight. And that's why if you've ever gone on any kind of harsh diet regime, what you'll probably have discovered is that you seem to want all of those foods that you're forbidding yourself even more than before you actually got on the diet. It's as if you're working against yourself, and in actual fact you are, because your conscious mind is taking you in one direction, or at least you think you are, whilst your unconscious mind is taking you back the other way. So, if you can get your attention on your dream destination and engage your autopilot in the process as well, just by flowing your attention towards how fantastic it's going to be when you get there and all of the richness and the qualities of that dream destination, what you're going to discover is that your autopilot is going to become like your loving servant, your genie of the lamp. It's like your wish is my command. You want more of that? Fantastic. You want more slim, strong and sparkling? Fantastic. I'm going to spontaneously cause you to want to make the right food choices. I'm going to cause you to want to move your body more. I'm going to cause you to want to sparkle with confidence and just laugh and mingle and take life lightly. Automatically. And that's the basis of effortless success. So, once you have discovered your dream destination and you've engaged your autopilot by keeping your attention as much as possible on that dream destination, this is where the fun really starts, because now we get to really tune into the joy and the pleasure of not getting there, but of being on our way. You see, whenever we set out on any kind of journey and we set a particular destination, the more progress we make, the more that we actually find that is possible for us. So quite often we don't even celebrate achieving what was the original goal, because by the time we get close, it's just like the next logical step. And we're already thinking about the goal, the destination that's further down the line. Now that's no problem if you're having a whole lot of fun along the way, but of course if you've been doing the I'll be happy when pattern and depriving yourself of joy in order to get results, then that's a real recipe for disaster. Because operating in that I'll be happy when pattern actually sets you up for long periods of emotional drought, huge amounts of discomfort, a real pleasure-free zone, possibly punctuated occasionally with achievements and celebrations, but usually not, because we sail past as we focus on the next destination. So, here's the antidote to all of that. You see, all you have to do is to begin to pay attention to your sat-nav, your satellite navigation system. Now, you didn't know you came fitted with an autopilot, and you probably didn't know you came fitted with a sat-nav, but you do. It's state-of-the-art, unique, personalised guidance just for you that's going to guide you every step of the way towards your dream destination. And your sat-nav is quite simply your emotions. Your emotions are your guidance in the moment to let you know whether you're facing in the direction of your dream destination or whether you're facing in the opposite direction. Because when you're facing your dream destination and you're not polluting it with complicated thoughts about where you are now and how difficult it might be to get there and so on, if you're just purely focused on your dream destination, you will feel fantastic. You'll feel amazing. Because in that moment, the thought that you're thinking is a thought that aligns completely with the real you, with who you are as a person. Because your dream destination isn't just about getting to a particular set of circumstances, it's about becoming more of who you really are. And when you're thinking thoughts that are aligned with who you really are, you feel fantastic. But when you think a thought that's in opposition to that, a thought that the real you would never think, it's going to feel off to you. It's going to feel like worry or concern or something worse. So, how will you be as a person when you reach your dream destination. This is something that's really worth tapping into and exploring and actually milking for everything that it's worth. There are two main reasons for that. Firstly, because the more you visit this feeling place, the more you're on track for your goal. And secondly, the more you visit this feeling place, the more your autopilot gets the idea that this is the way you want to feel, and will start to create those wonderful, blissful feelings for you quite automatically. So that's the price you've got to pay for effortless success, is to be experiencing joy and pleasure on an ongoing basis, not just when you get there, but every step of the way. But if happiness is a price that you're willing to pay, then please keep listening, because that's where we're heading. So, as you consider your dream destination now, whatever that may be, how will you be as a person when you get there? So let's take our example of our journey to slim, strong and sparkling. When you think about how you will be as a person when you get there, what kinds of things come up for you? I've already mentioned confidence, and perhaps that's something that's on your list. So maybe you think, I'll be confident, really, really confident. And maybe you're noticing that you will love your body when you get to your dream destination. You'll absolutely love your body, and it will feel easy to take care of your spectacular, fabulous body. Maybe you're noticing that you will just be going with the flow of life, not worrying so much anymore, just being in the ease and flow of everything that you want to have happen, just strolling through your day. Now, one of the issues with being willing to deprive yourself of pleasure and joy in order to get results is quite often the very states that we're depriving ourselves of, the very emotional states that we're saying we can't have because we've got them attached to the goal, are the very states that we need to be in to take the action that's going to get us there. Not only to take the action, but to take the action consistently and sustainably. So, if you're willing to feel that way now, just think about it. How much more likely is it that you're going to make healthy, nutritious, aligned food choices and want to move your body if you are feeling confident about getting to your dream destination? Confident about handling whatever obstacles you might meet along the way? How much more likely are you going to be to eat well and move your body if you're feeling like you're sparkling with energy? And how much more likely is it you're going to keep taking all of these actions if you already love your body now? Not when you get there, but now. Because your body is amazing, and whatever shape it's in, it's already doing its best on your behalf. Your body has been taking whatever you've fed it, whatever amount of movement you've been able to offer it, and doing the best it could possibly do under those conditions. And as soon as you start to make even more aligned choices, the body that deserves to be loved right now is going to come into alignment with your vision of your dream destination. And it's not only going to feel great when you get there, it's going to feel great along the way. So how will you be as a person when you get there? Begin to notice now the feelings of confidence and loving your body and brimming with energy and sparkling. Just notice, what are your words for that? How does that feel inside of your body? And the most important thing to notice is you don't have to wait until you get there to feel those feelings. If you really do what I'm asking you to do right now, which is to find the feeling place of your dream destination, you'll discover you can feel it right here, right now. Now that's an amazing thing, because as soon as you begin to notice you can feel the energy of your destination right here, right now, you can begin to focus on that energy. And with the help of your wonderful autopilot, you can begin to amplify it. So let's take as an example the feeling of confidence. How does confidence feel in your body? Where do you feel confidence? I know for me that I get a feeling in my chest, and it's a warm, uplifted feeling of confidence. I feel light, and there's some movement to it, some energy to it. So how are you experiencing feeling confident now in your body? Now, as you begin to get a sense of where you experience that and how it feels to you, just go ahead and ask your autopilot, ask your unconscious mind to amplify that. And you may begin to notice that particular memories or experiences come to mind where you have felt completely confident, or at least very certain about something. And as you begin to tap into those feelings of certainty and confidence right now, you'll notice the feeling begins to build. And as you're feeling confident right now, you can begin to move into some of those other feelings. And I encourage you to take the time to actually think about your dream destination, perhaps through journaling, perhaps through talking it through with a friend, but actually tap in as fully as you possibly can to the feelings that you've been saying are waiting for you at the destination, but are actually available to you right now. And practice being here. Practice being in the feeling place, even though it's going to be a little while before your actual circumstances start to completely morph and conform to the feeling place that you've discovered. Now, we've been talking for a while now, and I haven't even mentioned the one thing that most of us think is the essential ingredient for success, and that's action. But the essential ingredient for effortless success is action, combined with heaps of pleasure and joy along the way. So, now that you are tapping into the feeling place of your dream destination, I encourage you, feeling confident now, feeling like you just know you're going to get there, feeling excited about the possibility, feeling excited about just having begun and being on the journey right now. Just go ahead and ask yourself, what is my next small move? What is something small that I could do that will move me towards my dream destination? And here's the thing, it needs to be small enough that it's a complete no-brainer to do it. So if you come up with an action and you notice that your good feeling energy just starts to drop and it just deserts you, and all of a sudden it starts to feel like hard work again, one of two things must be true. Either you've picked something that's too big, okay, so you've picked something that you need to just break down a little bit further and say, well, what is the first move of that particular action that I could take? What's the very beginning piece, the tiniest little piece? Because even if you're driving for miles and miles and miles, you understand that that whole journey is achieved just one small move at a time, taking each little twist and turn of the road. And you've got to be willing to take your journey to your dream destination as one joyful little move at a time. So what is small enough that it's so small that it's a complete and utter no-brainer to do it? You just could do it, and you know you could. The other reason why sometimes our energy drops when we think about a particular action is because we choose actions that we've been indoctrinated with. We choose actions that we've been told are the actions that we need to take, not necessarily the actions that feel pleasurable and joyful for us. So in our weight loss and example, our journey to slim, strong and sparkling, perhaps you've been told that you need to exercise and that the best way to do that is to go to the gym. And if you're a gym bunny, that's fantastic, I'm thrilled for you, but not everybody is a gym bunny, not everybody is a gym person. So as you think, well, I could go to the gym, and you notice your energy just drop, in that moment, that's probably just not yet the right action for you. It doesn't mean it won't be at some point in the future, it's just not right here, right now. the best action that you could take personally. So all you have to do is reconnect fully to your dream destination, your slim, strong and sparkling, or whatever that might be for you, and then be willing to pull up all of those good feelings of confidence and vibrancy and thriving and enjoying the journey, and just pull all of those good feelings up and ask, what's my next inspired move from here? And your inspired move may simply to go out on a cold and frosty morning and walk in the sunshine and stretch and move your body, and maybe listen to some of your favourite music on your iPod and just get out there and move and dust off those cobwebs. That might be the most inspired move for you. And of course, if you keep taking inspired actions like that, who knows where you'll actually end up. So, we've talked about discovering our dream destination and making it so juicy and compelling that we just can't wait to get there. But also keeping our attention, our energy fixated on our dream destination so that our autopilot can join the party. Our autopilot can not only inspire us automatically to take the necessary action, but can also support us in generating even more of those feelings of pleasure and joy and alignment, knowing that you're on track. And from that good feeling place, of course, all you have to do is say, what's my next small move? My next move inspired towards my dream destination. Now, this is one little distinction that I'd just like to offer you around that, because this is, after all, the pleasure party, and there are going to be lots of wonderful people speaking to you over these few days about how to build more pleasure into your life. And one of the things I just would like to offer you is, as a sort of final question really, is whenever you're thinking of doing something that's pleasurable, just consider, is this particular pleasurable action I'm about to take right now moving me towards my dream destination or further away? Because if it's moving you towards your dream destination, that's absolutely fantastic, go for it. But if it's something that's moving you away, then it's a pleasure that's not setting you up to experience pleasure in the future. Because a true aligned pleasurable action will feel good before you do it, while you're doing it, and when you're done. And that's the litmus test I would offer to you. So that's it for now, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something from it and it's given you something to think about. And if you'd like to learn even more about how to set yourself up for effortless and enjoyable, pleasure-filled success, then please check out my blog, which you can find at www.cruisecontrolforlife.com. I'm Kate Trafford, and it's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you. Thank you.